So it's funny, I spend a lot of time with my younger clients who are in that phase of life where they're making money, and we talk about rates of return and tax diversification and kind of like beating the market and all the fun kind of investing stuff. With my older clients who've gone into retirement, I actually tell people that I've retired like 50 times at this point, because every time one of my clients retires, I actually still kind of get this, I get a little bit nervous. I've been doing it a long time, everything's fine, but I still look at that human being on the other side of my meeting table and I go, man, they've got a lot of things they want to do. So in all the people that I've helped successfully retire, I have found the most successful retirements, the happiest retirements, those best follow-up meetings that we have as we get from the accumulation phase to the distribution phase, or what I like to say is as we stop filling up the buckets with money and we start pulling money back out of those buckets, is there's really 5 or 6 key things that really happy retirees do. So you probably have experienced this in your life. You've seen some retirees that just fly into the end of their career. What I like to tell people is that retirement's not the goal. It's that life after retirement is the goal. That's what we're shooting for. So this video is about the 6 things that I've really kind of identified that successful retirees do. If I haven't met you yet, my name is Chris Reed. I'm the owner of Capital Partners Wealth Management. I'm the Chief Investment Officer of my firm. I believe that my clients deserve a high level of care and a lot of my time, so I don't really get a chance to sit down and meet with everyone that asks for my help. So these videos are really kind of just meant for that, a resource for you to be able to try and go to bed every night and wake up every morning knowing that things are going to be a little bit better than they were before. If something that I say does resonate with you, be a hero to somebody and share it with them. Maybe they can take it to their financial advisor and just have a little bit better financial life, which hopefully just equates to more peace of mind and confidence. The first thing that I've noticed is that not only am I a lot of times helping build a financial plan and an income plan and an investment plan and a tax strategy plan, but I help people kind of build that retirement plan in the biggest sense of the word, which is what are we going to do when we get out? I actually have advised people not to retire, not to pull the plug unless they can answer the question for me, what are you going to do when you wake up the day after you retire? Some of my happiest clients that have retired have told me, don't let me retire, or I'm not sure when I want to retire. It's not a number on a calendar that they're going for, it's that experience afterwards. So it's typically when we start talking about volunteering, spending time with family, or traveling, or those types of things, not in abstract terms, but in real terms of what they're going to do, that then I can start to build that into the financial plan, into the budget, and give them the confidence to pull the plug. So that's kind of the first thing, just have a retirement plan. The second thing that all my happiest retirees have done is take the worry of the unexpected away from retirement. In the financial planning world, there's kind of a famous saying, it's called the go-go years, slow-go years, and no-go years. And even if you're just retired and you're young and healthy, it's still in the back of all of our minds that we're gonna leave people behind. So the happiest retirees all have established things like wills, powers of attorney. Now, a power of attorney doesn't just apply at the end of your life. You can have medical and non-medical power of attorneys. Sometimes people get hospitalized, sometimes dementia creeps in a little bit early, sometimes people have to deal with that unexpected. And if you don't have the wills, the powers of attorneys, the trusts, the tax planning, the long-term care plans, all those different things in place that really help you go to bed at night knowing that everything's going to be taken care of the next day, that can cause stress in retirement, and stress is not what we want in retirement. It's the opposite. The third thing that really happy retirees do is they make their health a priority. If you're going into this phase of life where you're going to get rid of one of the biggest time commitments you have, one of the big effort, both mentally and physical commitments that you have, you can now recommit and start new habits towards your health, so that when you're in this part of retirement that you're supposed to enjoy, you can have the health to do it. There's not a lot worse that I've seen than people who get into retirement and they're not healthy enough to travel and see their grandkids or go for a walk or a hike on that trip they've always wanted to take. So coming up with an exercise plan is always a good idea. And number 2, coming up with a nutrition plan. Both of these things can help establish a new pattern, both to help you fill that time and to help you feel good and avoid what some people call the retirement 15, which is like the freshman 15, but 35 years later. Just like when freshmen go to college and they start eating and drinking their way through that first year, sometimes people get really social when they get into retirement, and that quick walk around the golf course doesn't equate to all the fried food and some of the beverages they can have when they get back to the clubhouse. So really making it a priority sets you up for a long-term happy retirement, and again, just not having to worry about what your life's going to look like from a physical standpoint. So if I've said anything so far that's helped maybe inspire an idea to live a little bit better in retirement, just go ahead and hit the like button, comment below with what you found to be the most successful thing for the people that you know are retired or in your retirement, and share this with anyone you think might benefit from it. So one of the things that I've discovered that not only retirees, but people generally do that make them have kind of a more fulfilling retirement or life generally is giving back. So when you give back, we're not just talking about money. You can donate to charities and nonprofits, but you can also donate your time. If you've lived a life 30, 40, 50 years in one profession, you can give your time to other people who can learn from you. You can give your expertise or your experience to other people who could benefit from it. So again, this is something that I've found that a lot of my clients who are even still filling their buckets with money do. They just tend to be the happiest in their day-to-day lives. And when retirees embrace it, again, this goes all the way back to number one, is having that post-retirement plan. If you can make it a point to not just give your money, but give your time and your expertise to the people around you, that can really help build a fulfilling and long-term retirement. It also, honestly, it tends to keep people healthier, I've noticed. So that's another benefit of going through with that. I would say number 5 is a lot like number 4. One thing that I've noticed that a lot of my younger clients do and my clients in retirement do, and honestly something that's helped improve my life, is outsourcing. I know I used to love to grab my socket set and go slide underneath my Volkswagen, bang around, undo that oil bolt, pull it out, drip hot oil everywhere, knock my head against the underside of my car, reach my hand up and pull that oil filter out. And by the way, Germany, thank you for putting those oil filters in the hardest to reach place ever designed by human minds. And at the end of that, I honestly felt good, like I had accomplished something. But now that my life is so busy, I'm helping my clients, I'm taking my kids out to their sports, the tools in my garage get used a little bit less, but the results of the people who are using those tools are a little bit better. My back hurts a little bit less, whereas my roof gets a little bit cleaner when I let somebody else, a professional, do it. So outsourcing is something that I have found that makes people really happy. I have one client who just did exactly what I was talking about, outsourced his lawn and yard work. Some people love going out and doing it. My next door neighbor's lawn puts mine to shame all the time. Some people have discovered that, again, they just feel a little bit better and their lawn looks a little bit better when they let somebody else do it. A lot of my clients tell me they just don't want to think about money anymore. They spent 50 years doing it. When they wake up in the morning, they don't want to know if the tax laws change. They don't want to know if the stock market's up or down. All they want to do is know they can go to their mailbox and pull that new paycheck out of there and carry on with their retirement. So outsourcing is a big thing you can do to make yourself a little bit happier, more relaxed in retirement. It's kind of just a quality of life thing. Finally, number 6 is stay social, stay connected, stay involved. Maybe this should have been at the very beginning of the video, because human beings are social creatures. You grow up around a family, you grow up around friends, you need that social interaction. With this post-COVID Zoom world that we live in, every now and then I'll just go to my office and my dad will come in, and those hours that I spend are like the happiest part of my day, because I'm spending time with family, or I'm spending time with somebody that I like to talk to, or my friends and I, even though we used to golf all the time, now all our kids are in so many sports, the only thing I do is Uber my kids. But I do find that when we get back together, those times are really kind of different than the time you spend alone banging away on a laptop or out doing whatever it is you do. So this chart right here kind of sums it all up in one easy chart. You'll notice that there's an inverse correlation between this green line right here going up. Unfortunately, that's time spent alone. And you can see that when you're younger, your time spent with parents, friends, partners, and your kids all starts out high and then goes down over time. So the happiest retirees that I work with are constantly telling me about what they went and did with their friends, the trips that they've taken, the phone calls they've had. Those types of things are so important. And for you parents out there, if you happen to be watching this, if you're part of my wealth accumulators, if you're filling those buckets up with money and you do have those kids, you really have to take a look at this yellow line right here, because you hear it all the time. It doesn't really sink in until you're actually in the middle of it. But I sent my daughter off to middle school this year. I'm not very happy about it. I think she should reverse course and go back. But just, I think trying to push all these lines down here, children's, coworkers, partners, friends, family, and siblings, if we could push all those hires and keep this time alone down to a minimum, the health benefits, the happiness benefits, and the quality of life benefits that come with that are almost immeasurable. So this is a longer video. Really appreciate you taking a look at it. I do have quizzes throughout this channel that can help you know when you can retire, how much you can have in retirement, if you need some tax reduction strategies or something like that. If you do reach out to us on one of those, I'm pretty busy these days. I do try and respond to them personally to each one. I just have less and less time every day. So if something on this video is helpful and you subscribe and I post something, it might help you out in the future. You'll get notified. So thanks for watching.